Welcome to the Postgame podcast. I always feel like I say that with Postgame podcast. Eddie Scozzare joins me today. Hello there, Eddie.
Hello, podcast people and YouTube person.
Yeah, I did take a look at the YouTube from yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to judge. We did a whole big talk about my dog struggles. So I was really I was like, you know what? I never look at YouTube comments.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I'm like avoiding the I don't think to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I'm going to look at this one just to see if people are calling me a terrible person and this sort of thing.
Or maybe have some help.
Yeah, people were every person on the comments was sympathetic and nice about it. And it was very surprising. It was very nice of people to do that.
That was really surprising.
That was really surprising. Yeah, because I always think of like social media comments as generally negative.
Yeah.
And I also had a couple people reach out, direct messages on Twitter and on Instagram.
Anything helpful?
No, I had a guy call during the show today.
I heard you talking.
Yeah, he told me that he said he had a pit bull. He adopted a 4-year-old pit bull. Said the thing was nuts. It was like eating garbage and eating grass and just like going nuts. And that he had read somewhere or someone told him to get an allergy test for the dog. And the dog was allergic to a lot of things. And when he removed those things from the dog's environment, that the dog changed completely. And I said to the guy, my dog's good for like 5-6 days and she's in a bad spot where she gets sick or whatever. I said, so he said, well, sometimes with the allergens, they build up in the system. And then when it hits a certain point, which I don't know. I'm not sure what that's all about, but I said, where do you get this test? Your vet? He goes, yeah. He goes, they don't want to do it, the vets. I said, oh, okay. He goes, it's pricey. He said, it's $800. He goes, but it's worth it.
I would say what you're going through, totally worth it.
And I do have dog insurance.
Yeah.
So maybe they can put that.
Sure. And 2 of my dogs are on Apoquel, which is an antihistamine or an allergy pill for dogs.
Is that right?
And also Benadryl, which is one of those things that can, humans and a dog could take.
And how did they realize your dog needed that?
Because they were licking their paws from the grass.
Yeah.
And then their paws, and then they would just like lick so much they, would get raw.
They get that raw red spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So, there is something to that. I know my dogs have some sort of reaction to grass. Just not necessarily eating it. They don't seem to eat it as much as Whimsy does. Raymond, when we're on walks, will eat grass. He always goes for the taller blades of grass.
Yeah, dogs love tall grass.
'Cause it's easier.
I think it's easier, and I did look into this. They say that the taller grass has more moisture in it, and they like the moisture in the grass.
And he's always looking to drink whatever dirty puddles are when we walk. I always have to prevent him from doing that because you don't know what could be antifreeze or motor oil, whatever.
Yeah, or just sewer water.
Yeah, which is not good all the way around.
Yeah, she won't eat the grass on a regular walk. It's when her stomach is upset, then she'll eat the grass. I did find some. Now, she generally does not, there are dogs that eat poop.
Yep.
There are dogs that eat other dog poop. There are dogs that eat geese poop.
Yep.
There's like all sorts of things.
Sure.
My dog is very interested in regular bird poop as far as smelling it. Like she really gets in there. Like smell
and you
this.
have plenty of it because of all the seagulls, right?
Yeah, plenty of it. But I did find a poop that she will eat. And I didn't know what it even was. And I went and I Googled. So there's this pile that I didn't know what it was. I saw this pile. It looked like something that had been almost like put in a smoker, kind of charcoaly pile. And this happened a couple times where she bites into it, and then the inside looks like chocolate frosting. So imagine chocolate frosting that had been charred in a smoker. And I was like, what is that? So I was like, there's a lot of fox running around here. I Googled fox poop.
And it was that.
Yeah. It is bizarre looking. Charred poop outside layer, chocolate frosting inside.
It's probably in the top 10 of strangest things you've Googled. Fox poop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then clicked images immediately to see what the images were of the fox poop. Yeah. So I got to, and I realize now, like the fox, when they poop, they kind of do it in a tucked away place behind something.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so I just got to watch that whole thing to navigate it. But yeah, I don't know. So it was just nice to hear people on the, or see nice comments on the YouTube.
So one possible thing is the allergy test, and
Yeah.
but nothing else. No other suggestions really. Just sympathy.
A lot of sympathy saying this is a tough situation based on your schedule.
Yep.
And your dog and your behavior.
Yes.
It seems to be a very bad combination.
It's a negative feedback loop.
Yes, a negative feedback loop. And I was thinking of that, like, do I try to talk to a dog psychiatrist? Not that there's the dog psychiatrist, but like a dog behaviorist.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like there's something that's changing on the weekend when the regimented schedule changes and on the weekend, and then something about that is causing anxiety to her, which is making her get an upset stomach, which is making her eat grass, throw up, have diarrhea.
And do you do more walks on the weekend?
Yeah.
Okay. So like, I know, like, not that I really have any behavioral issues with the animals like you do, but you know, if I go on a nice like 5-mile walk, they're very tired and they rest and they're very little, if any, trouble. Not that they're really trouble anyway, but that it wears them out. But not so with yours.
No, not so.
Maybe
Shit
that's
doesn't
her
wear out.
athletic background.
Maybe.
This is nothing. I did training.
Yeah.
I ran races.
Yeah. And that, I didn't, the Greyhound is not a dog that if you do any research, as I did, they don't need a lot of exercise, a couple walks a day. Literally, it says if you do 1 20-minute walk a day and then just let them out to pee and poop, you'll be fine.
Not that you could do that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm over 2 hours a day on a regular weekday, and then on the weekend it's more.
And then you would think that would be something where she would be tired, just lay down and not whine.
Yeah, even because they say if the dog's sniffing and smelling stimulates their brain.
Yeah, they got to read their pee mail, as the saying goes.
Read the pee mail and the fox poop.
Mm-hmm.
So she does all of that, and even still, that's why I think it's more of a psychological anxiety. Thing. She's looking at me like, this sucks. Let's go out. And
as soon as you get back, this sucks again.
Yeah, she'll look at me like, now what? Now what are we doing? Go for another spin around the disc block, see if the old guys I like are out with the treats. So, yeah, I think there's something psychological going on with it, which is just perfect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe there is something. Maybe you can get some help somehow.
Yeah. For me or the dog?
Both. Dog hypnotist.
You know, years ago when I first got this dog, 5.5 years ago, a woman reached out. She said she speaks to dogs.
I remember this.
And I did a video with her that she did it for free for me. We did a video and we put it out. I forget what like a dog medium or something.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, what I got out of it was my dog wanted leg warmers. That's what we came up with. I did never get the dog leg warmers. Maybe this is if I got the leg warmers, everything would be fine. Dog leg warmers.
Now, does she seem to enjoy the spring, winter, and fall more than the summer with the heat?
Yes.
Heat and crowds.
She loves cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she comes alive. Like I will tell you, like in the summer.
Yeah, they perk up.
The last couple of weeks of summer, there was 1 week in particular. I must have had the week off. Yeah, the last week probably of August, where I was walking the dog often. And multiple times people said to me, how old is your dog? Like, is your dog dying?
Yeah.
And now if you saw her, boom, it was 30 degrees out. She's like,
yeah, that with my dogs as well, when that you get to like 55.
Yeah.
They love it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Give me 55, 40. Yeah,
Mhm.
just like eating it right up.
And now Raymond, he doesn't have the thicker lab coat, so he actually likes when it gets under 40, we put a little jacket on him. Seems to like that.
Now, how do you know he likes the jacket? This is my question, because I would love to know how to know if a dog likes
Well,
that.
I know because when it's below a certain temperature, when we let him out in the backyard, typically, I have to call him back in. But when it's cold, he does his business right back in, like when it's pouring rain.
Yeah.
So I know he does not like or enjoy being out in the cold. And he is also one that he enjoys when we put the blankets over him when he's sleeping
Oh, that's nice.
and doesn't try to, get them off, doesn't get hot, and just kind of curls up in the blanket. And you can see if you feel him, he's just got a single coat, not the lab double coat. So he feels the cold more.
Yeah. Well, that's what they told me these greyhounds situation would be. They don't like the cold.
Mm.
This dog loves the cold.
Yeah, well, she might have a thicker coat for whatever reason,
Yeah.
and like Labradors were bred to jump into icy waters in Labrador
Mhm.
to retrieve fowl or whatever.
Yeah.
And
They go get like a duck that you
Mhm.
shot out of the sky.
Yeah. So they're bred for that.
Yeah. This is completely random, different topic.
Alrighty.
I'm surprised, like you like a nice book on tape.
Yes.
I'm surprised you haven't jumped into the podcast realm where like you found a number of podcasts that cover topics that you're interested in.
Well, I mean, that's a possibility for me. Like, but anything that's like too much real life, I'm out on. Like when I watch movies or listen to books on tape, it's always science fiction or fantasy. I don't like the real life stuff. And it would have to be a podcast about something, something about astronomy or the search for extraterrestrial intelligence or exoplanets or something like that, which I am sure there are many out there to sample. But I'm happy with my books on tape because I don't know, I can get it because these books are, usually between 10 and 20 hours long. So it's like it takes me over a week at least, sometimes 2 weeks, whatever. So it just I don't know.
You have no reason to change.
I don't.
Like
'cause
you're enjoying what you're listening
yes,
to.
right.
You're
I
not
could
like
go
this
podcast.
sucks.
Yeah, and also I enjoy the fact that this is a story that I can get immersed in for 2 weeks, say. Whereas a podcast, even if it's a 3-hour podcast, that's like 2 days back and forth. So I just haven't felt the desire to do it yet.
Yeah, I think what happens is like people, if you're a music listener, you're kind of get tired of your same old music and you go, I hear about these podcasts. Let me give this a shot. Or somebody you really like is on a podcast and you go, I don't even know how to listen to this. How would I listen to this podcast? And then you get into it that way. Maybe. Sometimes I'm like, man, I bet you there's a bunch of great podcasts that Eddie would love.
Yeah, I'm sure there are. But again, I was doing books on tape before there were podcasts.
You were doing CDs.
Yeah.
Books on CD.
Yeah.
And you listen on regular speed?
Yes.
You ever try to go a little faster?
No, because it's sort of like these voice actors, they're actors. So, it's a performance. So I'm going to take what they present and not sort of speed it up or slow it down.
Yeah.
And if I have to go back to say, okay, I didn't really understand that, or I got distracted because a squirrel ran in front of me or whatever, or my mind wandered because they said something and something triggered in my head, and you know how your mind wanders.
Yeah.
So, but it's an easy back 30 seconds, and then you just pick it up again.
Yeah. That happens to me a lot when I'm listening to a
Sure.
podcast.
I'm sure it does.
Like I'll just start to you'll think of one thing maybe that you have to do today, or and then your mind is gone.
And it's off at 8 different tangents.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing connects to another, to another, to another. Or the podcast will say something, oh, that reminds me of this, or this relates to my life and this, and then your mind is off.
Yeah, and then you'll hear something like, and the alien landed. You're like, what? Where
Yeah.
did an alien came from? Where? Like, boop, 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 boop,
Now,
backwards.
can you do it easily, rewind,
Yeah.
from your steering wheel?
Well, I do it on the screen.
Okay.
On the Apple CarPlay, it's on the screen, so it's a quick.
See, I don't do Apple CarPlay. I do, because you have to actually plug in, right?
Yeah, you have to plug in.
Mine is Bluetooth, just to the Honda radio. I forget what it's called, but I don't have to connect. And with the control on the Honda, it's right on the steering column, so I just have to hit it with my thumb to go back.
See, I always felt like on the steering columns, the forward and reverse button went a full track ahead,
You can do
like
that
a full
too.
chapter in
You
your
can.
book.
You can do that. I don't know how exactly,
Yeah.
but the way mine is set up, one click, maybe if I double click, it'll jump back. But if I do one click, it goes back 30 seconds.
See, and when I'm listening, when I now have this group of podcasts that I listen to, and they all come out every week, they're banging out podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally, there's a book that I'm like, oh, this would be a good book on tape. But because it's so many hours, I think, oh my gosh, I would fall so far behind on these podcasts.
Yeah, well, right. If
It's like
now,
one or the other.
right, and that now feels important to you to stay up to date with these podcasts.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, I mean, that's a psychological thing.
Yeah.
Like some form of OCD that you feel you have to get caught up.
Yeah, some of them get to be like, I do like Joe Rogan, and he puts out sometimes three-hour podcasts. I'm not listening to all those. For his podcast, I will look who the guest is.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not somebody that I'm interested in, I'll bail on it, or I won't do it, and I'll move on to another one. But there are other podcasts where it's not guest heavy, so that one I feel like I'm always going to listen to. I don't know. It gets. I would like to know of like if someone has a good podcast that I probably don't know about. What's a good podcast that I like? Of course, I listen to Joe Rogan,
Right.
Theo Vaughn.
So
I like Jim
something
Norton.
that's out there that maybe not a lot of people are watching on YouTube, like this one.
Like this, for
Yeah.
example. Yes, it could be a good one.
Yeah, may I suggest the Al and Jerry Postgame podcast on YouTube for you?
Oh, that'd be good. I
Yes,
listen to that
I think
or
you would
watch
enjoy that a lot.
Yeah. I could give that a try.
Now, are there little services or the podcasts themselves that will put out like a 5-minute preview of a podcast? So you can say, I'm going to check this preview out and see if I'd be into the whole thing.
Yeah. So a lot of the podcasts now, almost every podcast is on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll put their 2 or 3 hour,
Like this one.
like this one, they'll put their 2 or 3 hour podcast up on YouTube, and then they'll also put out maybe a 10-minute clip, a 5-minute clip,
Mhm.
a 3-minute clip, that way. And sometimes I think it's good where it's like, if it's somebody like a Joe Rogan podcast where it's 3 hours long, and it's looking like someone I'm not interested in. If he puts up like a 10-minute clip of an interesting topic that came up, I might just watch that.
Okay.
Where I'm not going to go watch the whole podcast, but like there was one recent one where they put up a 10-minute segment where they were talking about the Amityville Horror House.
Yes.
I was like, oh, well, I'm interested in that. I will watch that 10 minutes.
Now, is this are these Joe Rogans, for instance?
Yeah.
Do you consume them in the car and at home? Like, will you finish it when you get home, or
No,
just in the car?
Just in the car.
And that is, but you're just listening through the audio podcast only, wherever you get
Yeah,
your podcast.
Spotify. I listen
Okay.
through Spotify.
Right. So
Yeah.
your YouTube subscription doesn't even come into play
Yeah, no.
for any of that.
No. Yeah, it's funny. I listen to different things I watch different things on YouTube than I listen to in podcast form.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm in the car so long.
Right. And even though the YouTube is technically a podcast.
Yeah.
So you'll watch those when you're home making your dinner or whatever.
Yes.
Because they're shorter generally.
Yeah. They're like 10 to 20 minutes.
Right.
Yeah. And the podcast that I'm listening to, audio, I'm listening to that on 1.5 speed.
Right. So if it's a 3-hour podcast, it'll take you 2 hours.
Yes.
Or however the math works. on
Yeah,
that.
it works just like that. Yeah.
Okay.
What I do is I'll look at the time, I cut it in half, and then I add half.
Right.
So 3 hours cut in half is an hour and a half. Add a half of that, so it would be 2:15 actually. But I get through a lot of podcasts that way.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
And something like that I might consider higher speed, although it would, as a lifelong radio person, it would bother me and I'd have to get used to it.
Yeah, I got used to it really quick.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it because when I first put it on, and if Gina's ever in the car, she's like, "What is this?" It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah, and you can once you become used to it, you can process it. But beyond that, it's too much, right?
Yeah,
You know?
I'm at 1.5. I started at like 1.2. Now I'm at 1.5, and I haven't even tried to go over that. I remember Woody Allen was a guest on Bill Maher's podcast, and I know my friend Paul was a Woody Allen fan, and I thought Woody Allen was interesting. You don't hear a lot from him.
No.
He's not somebody who does a lot of stuff. Certainly not a 2-hour plus podcast. So I sent it to my friend Paul. I go, boy, Woody Allen he sounds good. He's 89, whatever he is, very old. I go, boy, you sound really good. And my friend wrote me back. He goes, I listened to him. He goes, he didn't sound so great. I was like, oh, I forgot. I have him on 1.5 speed.
Right.
So he sounded very normal. He sounded like Woody Allen. But Woody Allen probably sounds much slower now.
Yeah.
Just not to me.
Way back in the early 60s, he did stand-up.
Yeah. I never heard any of it.
And I have. And most of it holds up. I mean, you have to have a little bit of an understanding of what the news was back when he was doing it.
Yeah.
But it held up, a lot of this stuff. And I think he was he wrote for television and movies and all that before he really kind of hit it big on his own.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy for sure.
And have you ever watched any of those early Woody Allen movies like Sleeper?
Yeah.
Take the Money and Run.
Yeah, I went through this phase many years ago, back when I was still renting VHS, where I rented a bunch of Woody Allen.
And Bananas.
Yeah.
Those are very funny.
Yeah, very funny.
And you
Very
ever see the
funny.
What's Up, Tiger Lily? I think we may have talked about that.
I don't remember
It's
if I
sort
saw
of like
that
an early
one.
version of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah, I don't think I watched that one.
Okay.
We did talk about it. I did not watch that one. But yeah, I liked Woody. And then once I was caught up, when I felt like I had seen a lot, he was putting out like one movie a year. So I would always see, and it never got any, it was never a big movie.
Right.
But he'd put interesting people in it, like Andrew Dice Clay playing somebody's father. I was like, that's an interesting, you wouldn't think of Andrew Dice Clay as an actor in that, he'd put weird different people in different spots.
You ever see Zelig, that black and white
I
one?
did years ago.
Purple Rose of Cairo.
Yeah.
A lot of interesting concepts also.
Yeah, there was one Radio Days. There was everything you wanted to know about sex.
We're afraid to ask.
Where he was a sperm in one of them.
I guess that was, and then a Midsummer Night's Sex Comedy. I don't know if that was a separate one or if that was part of the other one.
I think it was a separate one. Yeah.
And of course Annie Hall.
Oh, great.
Stardust.
Manhattan. I love Manhattan. He was dating a young girl. She was like 16 or something.
Like in real life then.
Yeah. And he's out to dinner with his friends. He goes, I'm dating a girl wherein I can beat up her father. He goes, that's never happened. Never happened before. All right, Andy, let's do the warm-up program.
All righty then.
I did that with CeeLo.
You did. He was here today.
Jerry will be back tomorrow?
He will be. And then just for the rest of this week, and then he's off next week with Rutgers duties.
Oh, okay. So
Back.
we'll have you back on the postgame Monday, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
And then you're out.
And then are you going to do one on Wednesday?
I don't know.
you
I'll
think?
see if anyone's laying around here. Maybe I'll grab Ryan Hurley and really grill him on the business of radio.
Or the Olive, maybe.
Yeah, you don't know. Who knows?
Who knows?
Stay tuned for that one.
Yeah.
Ooh, how's that
or
for
you
a
could
topper?
just decide, it's like I'm treating this like a Friday. I'll see ya.
Could do that as well.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the warm-up next.
So.